That was history. The year is 1887. Following the passing of the notorious Ringling Brothers Act, circus prohibition sweeps across America. Big tops are shut down. Elephants are impounded. Wrote Mark Twain, "It was the day the laughter died." Circus prohibition had been designed to regulate the increasingly hazardous state of the nation's circuses. Lion tamers were turning domesticated lions back into wild beasts. Magicians were no longer sawing women in half, but into quarters, eighths, and even smaller fractions. And following the merger of the trapeze artist and sword swallowers unions, sharp steel rained down on unsuspecting crowds. The prohibition thrust circus performers into a cruel, uncaring world. Those who suffered most were the clowns.
It was a tragedy, really. Most people were innately suspicious of clowns. They still are today. With their colourful faces and gaudy clothes, they had been tolerated beneath the big top. But once outside of it, nobody gave a damn.
Shortly after circus prohibition was declared, a tumbler by the name of Reuben Rice was stabbed in a bar fight for refusing to wipe the smile off his face. Joshua P. Cloud, famously known as Twinks, was shot in 1888 after persuading a gunman to smell his trick flower.
For the most part, the clowns just didn't seem to know any better. What's more, clowns were the perfect victims. You could see them a mile off, you could grab them by their suspenders, and they fell over very easily. Added to this was the fact that when you punched them, they made a sound like a car horn. You know, I wouldn't have minded punching one myself. Take that, clown. And that. And that.
But some clowns fought back. Chief among them was Cyrus Chuckles McCoy, who soon began robbing stagecoaches. It was a humorless soul who did not laugh at Chuckles' purple polka-dotted pantaloons and topless top hat. Seized with laughter, his victims were powerless to prevent the clown from stealing their possessions. Before long, the famed Earp brothers, federal marshals entirely lacking a sense of humor, were sent to capture him. Wyatt Earp wrote of the mission in a letter to his wife. "Some clown has been causing trouble in the Badlands, and I must do right by doing him wrong. I hold no grudge against men of colored-in faces, but if we do not put a stop to this, there is no telling where it may end." Chuckles' trail was not hard to follow, littered as it was with banana skins and custard pies. He was eventually cornered in North Dakota after the wheels fell off his carriage and his pantomime horses bolted.
Chuckles was no coward. He refused to surrender and decided to face the Earps by himself. Now, this wasn't as crazy as you may think. Years of pratfalls and custard pie fights in the circus had honed his reflexes to an almost superhuman level. In short, Chuckles was one tough clown to kill.
Under the beating midday sun, Chuckles cried "draw" and reached for his gun. But at that very moment, his trousers, belt, and holster dropped comically to the ground. Virgil Earp collapsed, clutching his chest with laughter. But his two brothers, straining to keep straight faces, shot the clown dead. It was said by those present that Chuckles' last words were, "Tough crowd." Chuckles would chuckle no more. Next episode, the bravery, the heroism, and the pointless human sacrifice of Custer's penultimate stand.